So far in this course, in our USD journey, we looked at how to create a USD asset, how to create a USD stage, how to set up layers for different departments. And now we're going to take a look at how to actually use it in a workflow. So I'm a different department right now, and my department is the CFX or character effects. In this case, I'm going to do simulations. How do I go about doing that and have it applied into our CFX layer? All right, so we have this file that is shared between all the departments. How do I go about using it? So as you can see, I got my USD layer here. I got my flag. What do I do? So first I need to go and create a Maya scene where I do all the simulation, which I have gone and done already. So let me just go open that, which is this one. Let me just do that, all right, and do that. So as you can see, I have this simulation. And once I have the simulation, the next step is to create a product, which usually goes out from this scene. It will go back into the shot scene where lighting, rendering, and so on will go and have their own object. So usually we'll cache it out as an Alembic, and that will go into a scene with other Alembic files from animation and so on. And that will go into the set, and they'll put the lighting in and the texturing. So I need to create Alembics. Now I could create USD files from here, but I found that it doesn't work as well when it's USD. So the best I found working for me for right now for this workflow is to continue using Alembics. So basically what you want to do is you want to choose the elements you want to cache out, and what you can do is very simply go and cache out the selected objects, and eventually what that should look like, if I open a folder and I go up to my caches, my Alembics, you should have like a folder with the version that you're working on. Now, what's the plus sides with Alembics? I could update these, and since I'm going to reference them into the USD, those can be updated if there's tweaks and stuff that are asked of us. All right, so the next stage is to now take these Alembics and get them into Maya, or back into the Alembic file. Just to show you how I go about doing that, there is one step that is a cleanup step, which usually, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just export all the pieces, and then I'll go each one, make sure that everything's okay, and then I'll export them out separately. Again, this you could also do that in scene. It really is up to you how cleanly you want to work, but this is a step that I took in this case, just to make sure that what I was getting was what I was expecting, like the UVs and everything. All right, let me get rid of that one. Let's go to our USD back here. I'm just going to get rid of that there. And let's clear up the history just so it's clear. All right, so the first step I want to do is I want to choose the flag, and I want to create a layer for the version I want to add in. And the reason I want to do that is that we can always turn off that version or switch between versions. So, and again, a version is not a variant. A version is a version of the behavior. We'll talk about variants in the bonus video that I'll make on how to create a variant in the current state of the USD in Maya. But that's a different video. All right, let's create a sub layer, and it's asking for a name. I've already gone, when I was testing this out, I created one, which was flag sim version 1. And yes, and now I'm going to save. So I'm going to save that with the version. And now all I need to do is go back, choose the flag geo that I have here while I'm on the layer. And I'm going to go to reference, add reference, and I'll go to where my caches are, Alembic version 1, and grab the flag and make sure that it's set to reference over here. Otherwise the animation won't work. And voila, you could see I got version 1 and I could save. All right, cool. Let's say I want a second version, and just see that I can always turn it off so it goes back to the original setting there. All right, let's say I want a second version. The director came and said, well, this is really good for a certain shot, but we want one that's a little less violent moving. Can we have a different version? So I'll go up here, I'll create a new sublayer, I'll double click it to name it. I'll call this one version 2. And I'll add that in. And since we own this one, I'm going to right click and go reference, add reference, and I'm going back up, caches. I hope this works. It should give me a second version. So now this should be a second version. Now I don't have enough frames here, so it's it was 840 frames. Here we have a different one. So let me just save. So now if I turn this one off, I get a different version than all of these together. So that way we can get versions of your work. So to sum up, we created a simulation, we created an Alembic cache, and then we created layers to call up the different caches so this would sim. All right, well, with that, it's basically concluded our workflow in USD in Maya. The next 2 videos, we will focus on how to create a USD in Houdini. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video, or the next lesson in this case. Thank you very much for bearing with me while we went on this journey together. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.